Hello, Swivelheads. This is Greg Allison on Swivelhead News coming to you live. Time on deck is 05,600 hours on the 10th of December 22. Guys, we got some interesting news to report here, live news, and it's and some scientific findings that is going to shock some people, especially if you haven't been following this channel. Or my family of channels, let me say. Let me do a refresh on this computer so I can see who's here and watch your chat. So who's in the house? One. Oh my gosh, don't tell me we just have one person in the house. All right, we got two in the house, at least. I see three now, just telling me one. All right, I'm hoping I'll see at least 60 something here in the next little bit. 5 by 5. Thank you for telling me that up front there, RC, because I always wonder how I sound. Very folks are coming in the room because I have had audio problems, especially when I am deficit in RAM memory on my projecting computer here. I need to test out my microphone. See if now I got a new operating system. If I can run the fancier microphones with this computer, which I couldn't do in the past. So forgive me if the audio is a little wonky. We'll get that worked on. I just haven't had time to work. I've been busy today. Mr. Floyd, favor and love to all watching. Much love from Boulder, Colorado. Well, thank you, sir. And I've been through Boulder. All right, guys, we're going to talk about something interesting. We're going to talk about why too little CO2 is now deemed to be the factor that's going to cause the end of life on Earth. Albeit, maybe a billion years from now. But all this hubbub about what's happening right now, is it really an issue? I'm going to show you why I'm highly skeptical of that. Highly skeptical. Okay, we're at 20 in the room. I'm just trying to let a few people get in here before I get into the meat and potatoes of the fun stuff. I'm expecting at least 60 to jump in here in a little bit. GR Lolo found you. Thank you there, GR Lolo. Subscribe, bang the update notification bell and click all. So some people going, there's a lot of people coming here for the first time. They haven't watched any much videos and they're going to hate all the delay here. But I do want the audience to build up before I bring in the goodies. Maybe we'll just talk for a few minutes then about something else that's cooking. Something else that's in the news that we've been hearing a lot about, which is something we might decide to talk about here. Let me do a screen share, and then we will come back and I'm going to show you some PowerPoint. All right, where is my screen share button at? Right over here. I got so many windows open. You know what, guys? That little last video I uploaded on green grades, I meant to go to the screen share button and I hit the stop record button and it off early. But I thought, you know what? I don't have time in my life now to go edit this video or make another. I just uploaded it as is. That's why it ended without me saying my final numbers, words I usually say. Hey, Norway, you're in the house. Very good. All right, we got almost 30 in here, so we're gonna show this for a little bit. Then we're gonna show some PowerPoint. We're gonna come back, guys. Another batch of Twitter files that point to existence of secret blacklist. Guys, this goes beyond just the case of the laptop. This goes to people being blacklisted. Got the notification. Very good, Garrett. And Frozen's in Norway. Oh, we got two people in Norway. Oh, you're saying hello to Norway. Okay, very good. Well, Frozen, I believe with a name like Frozen, you could be in Norway. Cindy Coker, good to see you. So Elon is just unloading all kinds of things. Man, people are crying a river over this, as Mustang and Sally was in my previous video. And here's the allegation. According to, now this paper was put on the blacklist. This paper was censored. A news media outlet censored by none other than these guys. Really? Yeah. And now that the scoop is out, now the inside files have been revealed. I mean, the real files. What seems to be obvious, at least according to this, is that this happened right here. They lied and lied and lied again about the censorship itself. Is that misinformation? Elon got a prize in Cracker Jack box. Maybe that's it. Hey, I remember when Cracker Jacks had cool prizes on them. They got where it was nothing but little wet and tattoos or just something when they printed. But they used to have little toys, and they used to have, there's Mustang Sally crying the river. I knew you would when you saw this. I remember they used to have whistles. God, I love those Cracker Jack whistles. They were loud. Parents didn't think too highly of them. Kids running around, blowing it. They had a little BB in there to roll around when you blew into that thing, and it was loud. Loud, loud, loud. Big surprise. Yeah, there's no, guys, we've all, everybody on the, right side of the social spectrum has seen this and known that we've suffered, especially content creators on platforms like, like this one. We've all suffered. People posting stuff on Facebook suffered. Everything that didn't toe the line of the left was deemed misinformation, false information. And most of that has been proven to be true since. Like this stuff. I'm not saying everything's been proven to be true, but lots of it. But it was deemed misinformation. Now we got financial institutions that want to, on their own sole discretion, rule something to be disinformation and take money out of your bank account. I think that's going to cause a storm loud enough to make your ears bleed. Those whistles were loud. Oh my God, I loved them as a kid. That was my favorite thing to find, a Cracker Jack box. And they had a little Cracker Jack sailor on the side of it. A little Cracker Jack sailor. Now that was, see, I'm talking back the early 60s. By the 70s, Cracker Jack's toys just weren't nothing like they were before. Nothing. Mr. Floyd, what's new? Politicians lying? No. We wouldn't say that. Holy walking smoke-a-moly. Okay, guys. Just remember, when you need worms, go to greengregs.com. And you better be getting them fast, because comes February, they're going to sell like hotcakes. I might run out. So here, Silverhead News. This is my Rumble channel, and I actually talk about stuff a lot more frankly than I can here. Check out our Action Center with our Freedom Restoration. We're about to go talking to carbon. I'm hitting this stuff first. Survival Tribe Network. And guys, if you didn't see this on my other channel, the good news. I now have a new affiliate marketing relationship with LEHMAN'S. LEHMAN'S catalog. Man, they're like the best in the world, guys. I love LEHMAN'S because they carry everything for preppers, everything you need for homesteading. I mean, they are the go-to source stuff for homesteading, all kind of stuff, guys. This is just, they got it, man. Lamps, wood stoves, wood heat, wood cooking, appliances, even toys for the kiddos. It's just in time for Christmas. I'll be posting this in my videos. So cast iron, you don't need good cast iron stuff. Amish made. Cannon supplies, guys. Hey, New Days, you'll love that. Cannon supplies, storage and shelving, all kind of stuff, guys. Emergency supplies. And we're talking prepping now, guys. We're talking prepping. I mean, man, they got it going on. Look here, old-timey tools, bellows. This is the go-to spot, guys. Right here, LEHMAN'S. I've had their catalogs from way back. I love these guys. Thank you for sharing that, New Days. All right, let's go talk CO2. We got 39 in the house. Looks like we're peaked out. We're ready now to go talk our main topic for tonight. And we won't be really long on here, I don't think, unless I decide to add a few things on here. May have to take a few things out if I come back in and add a few others. But we might do that in a few minutes. So let's see here. We're going to stop the share. Hello. And I am going to do a new share. And we're going right here. Bing, 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 bing. A lush ecosystem. Look at this thriving wildlife, forest, meadows, flowers, a rabbit, a bunny rabbit running around, ducks, geese, and mastodons with all they can feast on. And this lush, vivid, green ecosystem just 2 million years ago in Greenland. Yes, this is Greenland 2 million years ago. Water, elephants, mastodons, mammoths, deer, all getting around, and trees that weren't just conifers. They had deciduous trees way up north in northern Greenland. Northern Greenland. Let me state that. Northern Greenland. Therefore, I think it's safe to assume it must have been warmer then than it is now, because Greenland is a huge ice land. My parents had put my Cracker Jack whistle in my pack when I was a little kid. Hell, how'd you put it there? There you go. Coming sprays to be filled. Oh, yeah, that's the Kessler syndrome. Yeah, we may have problems with that. I'll be talking that on Galactic Greg's. Oh, Galactic Greg's. I'll be doing a video. I should mention this on another channel. I had so many people. Galactic Greg's. We'll be covering the splashdown of the Orion when it comes back Sunday morning around 11:30. It's supposed to happen around 11:40. I'll probably start cutting around 11. So I'm not sure I'm going to get to the trade day. I'm at the flea market come Sunday. I might, if I do, it's got to be earlier. All right, guys, a lush ecosystem. Guys, this is beautiful. But now I got to show you more. So, you know, did anybody tell Greta about this? Did they tell Greta? You know, Greta's told us that the world heats up just a wee bit more. We're all going to die. It's going to be the end of life on Earth. Oh, and how many environmentalists says we only got 10 years? All life on Earth's going to die. It's going to be extinguished because we got too much CO2. Oh, woe is me. We are in so much trouble. They need to look, but they tell you that they got the science. I got some friends who are some among the world's top climatologists. They are the guys with the data that take the data from the satellites on global temperatures, like Roy Spencer. Yeah, right here in town. So, yeah, they aren't towing that line, guys. They're saying, well, you know, there's a little bit of warming, but nobody can prove it's human caused. And nobody can prove it's a problem. And all the models these other guys are using are wrong. And here's why they're wrong, because they don't model the water and atmosphere correctly. That's what Roy Spencer told me years ago. And it's still true, apparently. Anyway, and I got it from Science. See a book titled Worlds in Collision. Oh, yeah, I saw a grade B movie on that. All right, thank you for sharing the Galactic Greg's channel. Be there Sunday morning, Galactic Greg's. All right, guys, so that was 2 million years ago. So if you look over the last 5 million years, wait, what's this? Temperatures are going down. Look at this, guys. 5 million years. What is this? Temperature up here, temperature down here. And there's this crossover about 3 million years ago. You know what this area is known as? The Quaternary Ice Age. And we're still in it. I'm going to show you. Yeah, scientists will tell you that we are in an ice age. We're in an interglacial period of the Holocene, interglacial of the Quaternary Ice Age. Look, but we're told if the temperature just goes up a little bit, it's the end of the world. So when were these mammoths and mastodons in Greenland? Right here. And so it's got colder since then because Greenland's ice. But guess what? It was actually warmer than that before. People talk about how warm it was 50 million years ago when you had crocodiles in the North Pole. Well, it was pretty darn warm just 5 million years ago. Maybe not that warm, but I'm going to show you that even that was not the warmest. The 50 million year ago thing, no, it was a little blip on the downward plunge of global temperatures, which we're on. A downward plunge. This is nothing. This little trend line here going down, ain't nothing. Wait till I show you what's been going on for the last 65 million years. Science. This is all taken from, these are taken from sediment cores. There's also the Vostok ice core samples. I'm talking science. The evidence from the ice, the evidence from the ground, the evidence from the tree rings, not some model with postulates and assumptions that's running on a computer in a laboratory. This is the science. the science. And here is the 500 million year story. Now, right back here on the left side of the chart, what's not on the chart, there was a huge glaciation. The whole world was frozen over, entire planet. But the sun's been warming up over and over. I think because we had so much oxygen that the atmosphere was losing cooling. But the sun's been warming up, and it's enabled the world to warm up a little bit. Here, it warmed up pretty good. And there's been a few glacial periods since, just a few. This was a kind of a short one, deep one. I guess the deep blue means it was a bigger, deeper glaciation period. But look at this, our most recent period. And of all these times, guys, this never dipped so low. This didn't dip so low. That was kind of low. We have dipped below the average of all these periods. In fact, we were below temperatures any period except this one. Now, that was pretty brief. It dipped down sharp and popped right back up. But we've been going down now for how long? Oh, about 60, at least 60 million, maybe right there. Even before that. Even when the dinosaurs died, we were already plummeting. Look at this, guys. For I'd say, 70 million years, temperatures have been dropping like a rock. Here's your little 50 million year ago warm up. Here's a little smaller warm up, about maybe 25 million year ago. Right about here would be where we had nice lush forest and mastodons and deer and little fuzzy bunny rabbits hopping around in Greenland. Right about here, which is colder than all of this, but warmer than it is today. Greg, that can't be. It can't be happening. It just can't be possible. Well, here's the temperatures of the Holocene. This is the more detailed chart of the temperatures in this era in which we're living. Again, I'm showing you science. This is the science that they don't want to show you, but this is from the record. Like I said, this is not some computer, animation model that they run. This is the real science. And here we are. This is the Holocene. Now, this is the Ice Age. This is probably the younger, driest period right here. And then warmed up. Whoop, then got a little cold blip. Warmed up again. Now, this area and this area are all, if you go straight across, whoop, we're way down here. What? At the very beginning, the Holocene is warmer than it is now. Oh, yeah. In fact, all of this is warmer than even the bottom troughs then are above where we're at today. I mean, if you go in here and look at this, we're about on par with that trough, maybe. But look at these peaks. That trough is warmer than we are today. This isn't 2 million years. This is, just the last last 12, 14,000 years, 12,000 years roughly, let's say. Yeah, right there's 0, there's 8. So there's 10,000 years from here to here. 10,000 years right across here. This is our interglacial. In the Holocene, interglacial inside of the Quaternary Ice Age. I kid you not. This is the science. What do y'all think about that? CO2 comes after a warming period. And here are the Vostok ice core samples that go back, almost 500,000 years ago. This is thousands of years. Here you're 500,000 years ago, 500,000 years ago, right here. And it shows the temperature going down, up, down, up, down, up. This is the last quarter of the Quaternary Ice Age. This is just part of the period. The Quaternary Ice Age has been a period that's been punctuated with glaciers and glaciation and brief warming periods, glaciation and brief warming periods, glaciation and brief warming periods, glaciation, and we're in one of these brief warming periods right here, right now. This is the last 10,000 years right here that we're in. But what you see in every one of these is, and it looks like we didn't get quite as warm. So if you just lop off the top of this, that's about where we're at today, pretty much. So guys, none of these lasted very long. Maybe that one, but that's about, if you look right from here to here, that's about 10,000 years, excuse me. We're into this about 10,000 years. In fact, we would have got into it earlier if it hadn't been the younger dryas. We'd been on our 12,000 year prop into this if it hadn't been for the younger dryas phenomenon, which is caused by a comet that hit the Laurentide ice sheet right over Canada. So guys, are we about to drop again? Is the CO2 going to save us from that? I don't know. That's a big forcing function that brings things cold. A big one. A big one. I like the warming periods. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I'm just pointing out all the panic we've been hearing from the global warming alarmist. Might possibly just panic. Man, just might be panic. Because you got to look at this again, guys. Because I just showed y'all a little blip down here at the bottom. When you go backwards in time, whoop, you're up. In fact, it's not been this cold in 450 million years. Let me rephrase this. It's colder now than it's been at any other time. And according to these charts, now maybe they didn't consult with Al Gore. Maybe that's why it's not right. We are at the coldest time in the last 450 million years, according to these charts. Now, I'm not saying that's the way it is. I'm saying according to these charts. For those who would like to accuse me of being wrong, this ain't fear mongering. This is just the science. I'm just showing you what's happened in the world according to geology. According to geology. LS 420. How you doing, buddy? Ice Age is going to suck. No kidding. I'm from Alabama. Hey, well, I did take to Alaska pretty good, so I'll manage. I got the Nordic blood in me. But I have gotten acclimated to this, but I know I'll get back. I know I'll get back. Howdy, guys. But what are these guys saying? Oh, my stuff's covered. I don't know if y'all can see the screen. The U.S. is a rogue state leading the world toward an ecological collapse because we're burning all this CO2. We're the worst country that ever existed on the face of the earth. We are the absolute worst. Bad America. There ain't nothing about America. It ain't just terrible. It's the worst country, the worst people that ever breathed. They ought to hold their noses and just die off. That's about what some of these people are saying, it seems. If you take everything to a logical conclusion, because they seem anti-life in their way you slice it. There's several problems with this, though. One of them being that we're not the biggest polluter of CO2. How about China? And China's building all them dirty coal plants. How come they don't talk about China? Oh, because China, they love China. So China gets a get out of jail free card. China do anything they want to. Oh yeah, now Europe's going back to burning more other energy because the other stuff's falling through. And where's all this green energy getting California? Blackouts, brownouts. So George Monbiot, is that like one biological robot? Biot. Yeah. In Rendezvous with Rama, the little biological robots are called biots. So he's one, George, one biot. Well, he's certainly following the mind-numb robotic testaments of the woke side of the spectrum. You know, some people think it's just it's intellectual to be self-loathing, and because we're self-loathing, we're smarter and better than everybody. We're better than you because we're self-loathing. Yeah, well, maybe they got their head stuck so far up there that they need a plastic belly button just to see where the heck they're going. I think that may be the case here. You should know Alabamians are they so much as hear a weatherman say snow and Walmart sells out of milk and bread. You got that right. Well, okay, Mr. George Monbiot, how about this? The whole world is going to die off because we won't have enough CO2. Why? Because the plants use the CO2 to make the O2, the oxygen. The plants die first, and then we die afterwards. Enjoy it while you can. Dropping oxygen will one day suffocate most life on Earth. I kid you not. This is an article from a science magazine, written as a result of studies by scientists. This says that as the sun gets hotter and hotter, it will break up the CO2 in our atmosphere. And maybe it don't do it on Venus because the atmosphere of Venus is not as transparent as ours. I don't know. But their models indicate, again, maybe it's a model thing, could be a model thing, but their models indicate that the CO2 will break up. And plants won't be able to make O2. And we'll all just die off. Now, some people have said that the world's oceans would boil up due to the expanding heat and sun in 2 billion years. But in 1 billion years, we'll die out from lack of oxygen anyway. I would suggest it being impacts from comets and asteroids will actually thin the atmosphere out long before then, a lot more than it is today. I think the Earth's atmosphere was a lot thicker several million years ago. And that's why you had dinosaurs thriving with nostrils only as big as a horse. There was more CO2. There was not just there wasn't a higher percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere. I think it was a higher pressure. That's why their blood veins didn't rupture in their legs, is what I'm thinking. And it's also why, because they had the hydrostatic pressure of more dense air on them. And that's why I think that dragonflies used to be so big, not because there was a higher percentage of O2, because there was a higher pressure. You know, insects can only get so as big as their calipari action will enable them to bring the oxygen inside their bodies to the pores in their skin. And right now, that's a tiny bug. But back in the day, they were huge. Remember, one time centipedes were like 30 foot long. Wouldn't want to meet a 30-foot centipede. That would be a beast. They're carnivorous, as you might know. Yeah, that would be something to have to wrangle with. So think about this, guys. So they're thinking the Earth will revert to an atmosphere kind of like it had in the beginning, but I said it would be a lot thinner. But, you know, don't fear. In a billion years from now, the Earth gets hit every 35 million years with a asteroid that wipes out civilization, would wipe out almost all life, and even more often by something that would wipe out our civilization. So if you just divide 35 million into a billion, you're going to get several extinction level events between now and then. So you can count on it. In the last half a billion years, we've had 6, it looks like. And so you could figure you'll probably have 12 by then. But, you know, what's really funny is they don't consider the events that created the Younger Dryas, which wiped out the mastodon, the mammoth, the short-faced bear, the Dryas wolf, the saber-toothed tiger, the woolly rhinoceros, the giant ground sloths. So much of the megafauna in North America and Europe was wiped out and extincted, but that does not count in the great extinctions. Holy guac smoke and moly. Our civilization wouldn't take anything a tenth as bad as that. The event that precipitated the Younger Dryas. So let me stop the share here. I think we've covered enough of this. I don't think there's anything. No, there's some more charts. What is this? Oh, I skipped back. All right, guys. We will stop the share. Bing, bing, bing. Halo. I am going to go back. No, I already shared it. Okay. No, I did. We're going to go to look at some files on from Wikipedia about the Ice Age real quick. Ding, ding, ding. Give me a second. Ding, ding, ding. Got to pull it up. Ding, 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 ding. Right over here. Because some people are going to be, I've had people on Facebook. We're not in an ice age. We're about to boil. Ice age is over. You know, science don't say that. Oh my gosh, I get so much blowback from some people. And they just get, well, you pray this, you this, blah, 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 blah. And I've had some people that just wouldn't shut up, just constantly, like a little yapping Chihuahua dog. And I ain't got time for that in my life. It ain't my life's task to have to answer to some little yapping Chihuahua dog. I'm going to put it out there. You can pick it up or not. I don't care. Greg, now, didn't I say that a few months ago about planet forcing? Oh, what are you talking about, Jesse? When you talk about planet forest, what are you talking about? Relax and enjoy us. Mods got this. There you go. Thank you, mods. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's see. Let's do a share one more time. Ding, ding, ding. I got to go over to my screen with the share screen button. Why is it not opening up? There we go. I hope I don't hit the end video button. All righty. Here we go. Share screen, guys. Quaternary glaciation. The quaternary glaciation, also known as the Pleistocene glaciation, is an alternating series of glacial and interglacial periods during the quaternary period that began 2.58 million years ago and is ongoing. Get this, and is ongoing. Although geologists describe this entire period up to the present as the Ice Age. There we are, guys. There it is. Geologists describe this entire period up to the present as the Ice Age. And that's a fact, because they consider the quaternary glaciation to still be in play. Whatever caused the glaciers before is probably due to cause them again. Thank the gods for the mods, keeping us safe from the wicked trolls. There you go, mods. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Wow, guys, since the end of the last glacial period, only the Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets have survived. But we still have ice sheets. What was destroyed? The Laurentide ice sheet. This was the one hit by the comet that caused the Carolina Bays. I've talked about this in the past. And another channel that's been covering that quite a bit lately has been Magnetic Reversal News, a sister channel of Oppenheimer Ranch Project by Diamond. Sure enough, Diamond has been really beating on that lately. So here we are, guys. We are still in the quaternary, and this is where some of your data is. We are still in the quaternary ice age. I kid you not. I don't make this stuff up. And there's another page here. Hang on, I have to make the screen so small. Well, oh shoot. I just killed it. Sorry about that. I was trying to change the size of it and actually kill the whole thing. Happens. It's late. Too many buttons to click on. I was going to show you another Ice Age page, but I guess we're just as well I ended it. It's late. I got to get up early. It's 1:30 here. Got to go to if you are in North Alabama or Southern Tennessee or anywhere where you can drive to Hunt, if you're a prepper and you can drive to Huntsville tomorrow morning, be at the Huntsville Madison County Public Library downtown off Governor's Drive. It's behind, the library's behind, street over behind the First Baptist Church. Because the library is a huge brick fortress. I've affectionately, for the last 30 years, been calling it Fort Book beside the First Baptist Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. The bell tower looks like a ginormous missile. One so big it make Russian Sarmat or the big rocket that Rocket Man over in North Korea has look tiny. Hey, oh, Greg, they de-started me again. Oh, Tim, what happened? Desubbed you. Oh, they desubbed you. Yeah, they're bad about that. It just goes to show they're not happy with this channel or me. So resub, you have to check back, guys, and make sure you're still subbed to me from time to time. Because they do that to people. They really do. I saw my count drop and I was wondering why. Yeah, Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Tell Diamond that Greg Allison from Swivelhead News sent him. The Swivelhead News, I thought he was Green Greg's. Yeah, we're both. He's got a couple channels and I got a few myself. So there we are. If I can get tomorrow morning, I'll be at the library. It's a chance you might meet me if you're in the area. And we can work on forming some tribe stuff here. I've still got to go. I'd hope to go through the tribe list on the Survival Tribe Network geological.org, but I didn't quite make it to do that. I planned to do that, and I just got wrapped up, guys, with fighting a computer bug. Because I really want to invite people from there. Diamond doesn't love me, but I give love back. Okay, drops. Very good. So, people, we've got a lot to be concerned with these days. You better be prepping. Do prep. Like I said, I will be sharing links in the near future for Lehman Brothers. They're my new affiliate relationship. I can use them over here on this channel, and Green Greg's. And they got a heck of a cattle. They got so much good stuff. Lehman Brothers, guys, just in time for Christmas and or your prepping needs. They got the prepping needs. They got the garden needs. You can get a lot of good stuff out of Lehman Brothers. That is awesome cattle. It's like my favorite catalog in the world is Lehman Brothers. I'm so glad to have that. Doubt is critical in science. That's exactly right. Doubt is part of science. But see, they've got it turned around. It's certitude. Well, this is it. This is it. My gosh, and there's no other answer. This is it. Because blah, blah. That is politics. Scientists qualify. A true scientist does not speak in certitudes. They qualify what they say. And to the outside of that might sound wishy-washy, but a scientist knows that all things are subject to be kicked around a bit. You make new discoveries. And so they don't want to, and they're not political. They're just trying to tell you what the science says as best as they understand it. Now, if you hear somebody stand up and crow, well, this is the answer, blah, 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 that's a politician. That is not a scientist. Because no true scientist is going to do that. If somebody tells you you're a scientist and they're doing that, he's a deadgum crowing banny rooster. Lee doesn't love me. I thought you meant Diamond. Okay. Well, Lee has got some definite opinions about things. So anyway, so there we are. Rochelle sounds like a good wish book. Yeah. Hey, there's toys there, a lot of good stuff you can get for the kids and friends and family and fellow preppers for Christmas, fellow homesteaders. I mean, guys, that's the go-to place for a homesteader. And if you're way out, and I've also got Tractor Supply and a couple other things that's coming on board with us here. So especially, and there's a medical supply thing. So I'm going to be coming on board with a whole lot of new opportunities for you guys in the area of affiliate marketing. And especially those of you who are isolated way out and you can't really get to town and buy stuff, this is a great way. Like me, just having time to run around going shopping is just a luxury I can't hardly find. So if you can go in and order it and get it straight to your door, you're way better off. There you go. Sharon Lee's site there. Thank you for everything at Green Greg's. Well, thank you there, Stan. And so we bring most of the content on Green Greg's will be moving into this channel eventually. So Green Greg's, I will keep some prepping skills, prepping topic, power grid over there, a little bit of that. Anything that might smack of politics is coming off that channel and be over here, especially for new programming. And I'm gonna see the gardening videos, the worm videos, any video that's good, the information for it is good for many months, many years. It's called an evergreen video because people always go back to it and get stuff from it, learn from it. But my evergreen videos are buried. You can't find them because all these what's going on today videos. Well, what's going on today videos are only good today. 2 days from now, they're antiquated. They're no longer topical. So we've got to come out and separate this stuff. And besides that, I probably lost half of my audience that would buy worms from me because they're not all on, some of them are a little bit on the woke side of the spectrum. We haven't unwoken them yet. We haven't given them the real awakening. They're still a shaking. So, it's going to take a while to get them educated. We'll work on it, but that'll happen overnight. In the meantime, I'm probably losing a lot of worm cells, and there's more money to be made from worm cells than there is from YouTube. So, and this was my funnel for the worm cells. I have my cup. I had a cup here, man. I want to show you what I got for Christmas. I think I might have already shown the cup. What did I do with it? Oh, it's in front of me. I was drinking out. It's right here in front of me. Oh Lord, good thing it wasn't a rattlesnake. This is my grandkids. A little blurry. This is what I get for Christmas. My grandkids. There's my grandson doing the Nutcracker. Yeah, he was in the play. Granddaughter swinging. And both of them are now wanting to be rocket scientists. In fact, the last time I was with them, see if I can shine a light behind this. Maybe you can see it better. This was the other gift I got, which you probably can't really see too well. I think this is meant to have a light shining through it. Let's see how this works. Nah, that don't work too well. Let's make it off to the side. Anyway, this is my grandkids at the Space and Rocket Center here in Huntsville. Now, they got a space center in Houston too. Saturn rocket. There I am with them. Looks like the walkway for the Apollo capsules. There's my grandson and a Mercury capsule. Oh, Gemini. What is that? That's a Mercury. It's a Mercury capsule. What's too roomy? What's too roomy to be Mercury? There he is. My granddaughter inside an Apollo capsule. Anyway, this was us a few months ago when it's cooler weather than it is today. It's hot right now. So I guess I'm supposed to put this with a light behind it so they shine through and you can see everything. I don't know how that, maybe it goes on a lamp or in a window. I haven't quite figured out how to best use this thing yet. I'll figure it out. Maybe put it in front of my computer screen. So I'll see my grandkids and other stuff on the computer screen. Anyway, well, that's called printed glass. Yes, on Tractor Supply. Yeah, I'm gonna have Tractor Supply. I'm gonna be sharing the links here, probably starting tomorrow, maybe tonight. I'll put some of it out on these videos I just did. So Tractor Supply and Lehman Brothers, and I have more stuff coming. So you better slow that mercury down. Yeah, it's hot today. It's hot. But I only visited Huntsville 3 times. Well, that's 3 times more than a lot of people. Lampshade. Yeah, it does look like a lampshade. I believe it would make a good Worms Rock. Just not for 30-foot long ones with legs. You got that right. Those centipedes eat earthworms. Yeah, those things were probably yay big around. They were huge, probably as big as us. And one of those things probably wrap you up in a split second. I bet they were fast too. But see, the depth at which oxygen can travel through capillary action, it's like a wick being wick. In those tubes the insects have it's only about so far. So an insect can only get twice as big because they have the holes on both sides so they can breathe. They can only get that big. They can't get big like other animals. That's why it limits their size. I would say 70, 80 million years ago, or 100, 120 million years, when you had the big centipedes, that there was a whole lot more pressure in the atmosphere that forced that oxygen in deeper. And I would say that's why brontosaurus could be so big. I mean, I bet if you put a brontosaurus on the surface of the Earth today and gave them a breathing mask, they wouldn't suffocate from our lack of oxygen in the atmosphere due to less pressure. I bet his blood veins in his legs would burst wide open because all that height, the column of fluid. I don't see how a blood vein made out of tissue could withstand that pressure. There was more pressure from the air from the outside pushing in on it. That's what I'd say. Bring Greg's Garden and Worm Farm. Well, thank you for that, New Days. That's where to go get worms, guys. New Days just shared it. Go there and buy worms. I need to sell worms. You need to buy them now before spring comes around when everybody's wanting, because I'm liable to sell out sometime in March or April. It's a good possibility if the sales really pick up like I expect. 30-foot long centipede scorpions. Yeah, they had some nasty critters back then. You wouldn't want to meet those guys. I tell you what, I'd rather see a deadgum Tyrannosaurus Rex than a 30-foot centipede. Think about how centipedes are quick and just nasty and mean. Ooh, think if you was small compared to one of them things, they'd tear you apart. is skin an organ or tissue? Well, all of your skin, well, it's made out of tissue, but the whole comprehensive set of all your skin is considered to be an organ. It's your biggest organ in your body. Thick-skinned animals. Well, they might have been thick-skinned, but they required thick blood vessels. Thick blood vessels also. So I don't know. I'll bet you, now they probably did have a thick skin, but I bet you that there was more atmospheric pressure, because this blade, John Lewis, Dr. John Lewis from the University of Arizona, he would write about the cometary erosion of atmospheres. That more impacts you have, every time one hits, some of your atmosphere blows off. So considering all the impacts we've had, every time we get an impact, pressure goes down a little bit. That's what I'm expecting. So that's one of the reasons I promote living in space. That's why I like the idea of O'Neillian space colonies, and have since the 70s, mid 70s. And one of my greatest thrills was meeting Gerard K. O'Neill himself. Back in 1981. That's me and Dr. Gerard K. O'Neill, the late great Gerard K. O'Neill. That was me as a soldier back in the day when I was at Fort Greely, Alaska, in the Cold Regions Test Center. Back in the day when I was stationed at Fort Bragg, I made it out to the Carolina coast, and I found one of my longboats, and there I am getting ready to jump off. And just to show you the past of this old rocket guy, this rocket man, yeah, I got some hillbilly in my blood along with the Viking. Hillbilly rocket man. That's why I make such a good prepper. But I believe the ultimate prepping is probably space colonization, getting all our eggs off one basket. CERN blows holes in the atmosphere. I don't know about that, Troy. I don't think the magnetic force is that strong. Methane was higher too. Yeah, way back before the great oxygenation, methane was real high. But then we had a period where the atmosphere of the Earth rapidly went oxygenated. They call it the great oxygenation. That's almost a mouthful for us poor old Southern rednecks. LS 420 says, ever since I watched the original Gundam anime, I've been in love with O'Neill cylinders. All right, Leonard colonies and 50-foot tall mechs. Vikings. Yeah, I got Viking blood in me. So I took to Alaska so well. Didn't even know it until my cousin did a 23andMe test, and all came back Nordic, every bit. The problem is space. Yeah, it's a vacuum. It does by definition, Jesse. But you need to watch, see where I cover my Venetian habitat concept. It ain't gonna be a vacuum on Venus. Yeah, Mars' atmosphere is like our atmosphere 20 miles up. It's only 1% as thick as Earth's atmosphere on the surface of Mars. Our atmosphere, 100,000 feet up, 20 miles, 100,000 feet up. Our atmosphere is 1% the pressure it is here on the surface, which is the same as it is on Mars, which blows my mind. They can fly a helicopter. The Martian helicopter is it is done amazing work and continues to. So I have to talk about that on Galactic Greg's been planning to. Heart. All right. So I thought blue holes in the atmosphere. All right, David. Good pick, Greg. Nice handle. Hillbilly rocket man. There you go. That's me. Yeah, I watch Robin's worm hunting. There you go. They hear them. They do. They do. Love the pictures and backstories. Yeah, I've shown them a few times. Hope it's not too much. I'm a Norwegian Viking. Sophia, where are you living these days? Are you now? We've had two people from Norway. Well, one person from Norway in the chat room tonight. And we got a guy from Sweden that comes in a lot. I switched from material to electrical engineering. Hey, drops. That was what my degree was in. UAH, actually, where I went to school, University of Alabama, Huntsville, provides a BSc, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, and then for the various specialties, they call it option. So mine was electrical option. You could have a mechanical option, aerospace option, computer science option. So it's the same as electrical engineering degree. It's just got a little bit more core curriculum in engineering, but it's definitely an electrical engineering degree. Wise Al, how you doing, Wise Al? Check out Survival Tribe Network. I showed it in the last video. You'll see the links in some of my channels. Wise Al, we do have a function called NARPnet here tomorrow, and I'm encouraging people to go to it if they're in the area. It's a prepper meetup. And so we're trying to get some of our local tribes going that way. And I meant to go in and contact folks on our network tonight, and I just didn't have time. I didn't start my video until like 12:30 this morning, almost 12:20 something, 12:30. I got wrapped up with a computer bug. Actually, I thought I got hacked. A Martian universal habitat. There you go. There's the video from the Martian one. Yeah, I got a friend who actually did a sim in something called Kitely, where you can go into my Martian habitat and walk around the inside of it. I'm doing a Venus one too, though, guys. But it's a full-blown sim, guys. It's pretty well detailed out. It's pretty cool. I don't use it anymore. I just code and do it. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. It's something to stay on top of. There's a lot of different disciplines in the world of electrical engineering, and some of them barely resemble each other. The only thing they have in common is electrons. Sometimes those electrons are just making bits, ones and zeros, where they're held in latches with transistor networks. There's something called gates. Transistors can build logic gates, and logic gates arranged in the right way can hold a value at a 1 or 0, which is really just a high or low voltage. And that's the whole basis of computer logic. It's just latches. Several latches put together form registers. So you can actually have a word maintained at one value. One's here, a 0 here, a 1, 0, on and on. They can actually hold that value in place, and they're called registers. And what happens is, the only thing a computer can do is to hold that value, and they can correlate high and low voltages, which has the mathematical equivalence of adding 1s and 0s. I say mathematical equivalence. It's not really math. It just looks like math. It's just a voltage correlation. And that's all a computer can really do. So how do we think they're sentient? Well, they're coming up with neural networks, but still, yikes. They're doing the neutron dance, doing the dance. Yeah, well, it'd be electrons. Anton it is a self-professed proto-socialist communist. Oh, that guy showed. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. Very self-loathing and hating of America. United States is the worst place that ever existed, and Americans should hold their breath and quit breathing. So they're so terrible, And because I'm self-loathing, I'm smarter than you, and you're some fool. So I can let down my bony nose of indignation because I'm better. That's the whole attitude. That's the attitude of the elite, left coast and the elite northeast. And we don't need that, guys. There's no room for that in this world. No need for it. I can out debate these guys any day. So you can talk EE all day and I will understand, but most here won't. I also have background in microchips. There you go. Yeah, we had to study that in college, the microchips. I got out of college, I did test program set engineering at first. That's where I had to be able to take an electronic box and an M1 tank. That was my first job, M1 tank, out of college. I actually had worked missile defense when I was in college. So I looked at threat object maps, what it would take to do an intercept between a kill vehicle and an actual warhead and not go for a decoy. and all the avionics that was required to make this thing fly right. And software, I was involved in all that there. So when I got the tank job, I had to be able to take a line replaceable unit from a tank. That's an electronics box. Be able to figure out how it could fail, how to isolate that failure to the card level with a test set. So we had to come up with a test set, which we could plug in, and you had to be able to stimulate various voltages and different things in there and try to figure out what had failed and be able to report it. And all this time, you had to be able to command a soldier who probably didn't know what an electron was or a high or low voltage, how to run this test. And we had a 2-character deep and 12-character wide little screen that we had to tell that soldier everything he had to do, what to plug, what to unplug, push this button, push that button. So it was kind of interesting. It's called D-sets. That was, these days everything's on big screens, computer screens. But we had to be able to tell them all that stuff. And it was, it was a trick to be able to figure out how the thing would fail, be able to isolate it to the card. But you also had to give it the right stimulation. You had to develop the software. So you had to understand the hardware. You had to write the software to do it. And we had to compile it all. And you had to run it in the shop until everything integrated. And you always discover when you got in the shop that theory and reality are like this. So you had to figure, okay, now how come I'm getting this instead of that? Everything says, all the equations, all the logic says I should be here. I'm off over here. How come? Well, it's a real world. And real world devices have reactants and other components that aren't within the equations you compute. So you have to figure all that out. And once you can figure it out and you meet in the middle, then you get things working and you work out all the bugs and then you repeat it and get it going. And then you can sell it off to the customer once you get everything documented. So I've taken things from concept to customer sell off, going through all that. I hate shoveling water. Well, it's better when it's frozen if you're going to shovel water, I guess, right? But that's heavy. I've done it. I lived in Alaska. That's some people have heart attacks shoveling snow, guys. Shoveling snow it's a very cardio intensive exercise work. Of course, it's kind of like me shoveling a horse crap off the back of old Blue out here. Betsy Blue. All right, guys, we're gone for a while tonight. We probably need to call it a night. We got 50 in the room. It's getting almost to 2 a.m. I've got to run, guys. I got to get up. I got a bunch of things to do. I got a few things to do before I call it a night even. But appreciate everybody being here. 50 in the room still. So everybody give me, you only got 49 thumbs up. Somebody's holding out. If you ain't happy, say so. Maybe you're the guy I was talking about in that video that wrote that article, right? I couldn't stand it anymore and I bought Fritos. Uh-oh. I got it. No worries, including the winding for transformers. Oh, talked about that. All right. So, oh yeah, one other thing. Plenty of water, plenty of fish. Plenty of fish is for singles. And there ain't no blue dog Democrats in the U.S. Senate. Yeah, that's the days gone by. Now, when I first started running the halls of Congress, they've had blue dog. A lot of them had a blue dog picture hanging on their walls. Yeah, that's all gone now. I swear they did. They had a blue dog picture hanging on their walls. I mean, in the house, huh? We're going to need guys like you and Lee. Okay, drops. Thank you. So, oh yeah, power grid. These things going on. They actually haven't made the kind of hits that would really take out the grid. The parts of the transformers they've been attacking are parts that cause damage slowly over time. Stuff that can be stopped before the transformer is burnt out. Like the radiator, you heard about them attacking the radiators. That leaks fluid very slowly. And you can fix it before it becomes critical. There are ways to attack these transformers that wouldn't be true. They haven't done that yet. Maybe this is all practice to try to get there. Maybe they will next time around. The other thing is that the Chinese components, the cell phone components they got in our transformers, It's not a matter of them just shutting them off. You know, if they just shut it off, then yeah, you still got the transformer for later. There's things they can do to cause those transformers to burn up. Then you don't use them. This has not been done, but it can be done. There is one component that can be shut off that would cause a failure of the transformer itself. It would burn up. And it's an easily controlled component. Getting older through we getting older. Yeah, I resemble that remark. I can create diodes. You can create them. Okay, good. PN junctions. When I was in college, we had to derive, we had to be capable of deriving the de Broglie's transfer function for an electron across a PN junction. A PN junction is the way of doped silicon where one side looks basically negative and the other side basically looks positive. But when you're working in the world of silicon, you don't just have a current of electrons, which are negative. We have something we call hole current. Current of holes, and they were a net positive. Some people tried to dismiss that and say, well, it wasn't so, and they tried to take it out of the curriculum, but recent testing has shown that hole current is a real thing. All right, I'm off in the world of electrical engineering. Maybe Drops appreciates that. We know how to complete electron plates. There you go. MOSFETs, yeah. Sophia, a racial slur used pejorative to refer to dark-skinned person of Africa, Australia, First Nations, or persist. Oh, somebody using that word? Yes, I didn't say that. Yeah. If I said I am talking about a raccoon, I'd only be talking about a raccoon if I say that. I have no use for racism. Just because I'm a lily white Nordic does not mean that I agree with racism. I do not. I tell you that, look, we're all creatures of God. And, you know, maybe we have some differences, but we're down in the core, we're the same. Do you realize that it's the basic in just about every language in the earth, they have mama as a word for mother? Everywhere in the world, this is yes. This is no. That's universal. Everybody laughs. Everybody cries. Everybody bleeds the same. Anywhere you go in the world, and I say this a lot on this channel, anywhere you go in the world, you're going to find good people. They'll give you the shirt off their back. Every hamlet, village, whatever race, color, creed. You'll find bad people anywhere too. Anywhere. Look at some of our elite. Somewhat less than totally inspiring, are they not? My daughter is half black and she is an amazing artist. Well, so is my youngest daughter, half black. That's why I don't like that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you another thing. She is an engineer today. She sung opera when she was in high school. My kids are talented. My grandkids are talented. They're smart. My oldest granddaughter is half Mexican. Her mother was Mexican. Her mom was a little shocked when her daughter was born with blonde hair and blue eyes. Well, the eyes changed later. And so did her hair as she grew up. Mom goes, where did that come from? And then she saw me and go, oh, now I know where she got it. It's 2022, but I am ancient. There you go. Greetings, patriots from Southeast Mississippi. Hey, Leah, how you doing? How you doing? We're going to have to go back and watch this video from the beginning because we're about done. We're about to wrap up here. Uncommon News 777. Hey, Doug, how are you doing? Familiarize yourself with every use of the pine. It was our main industry in the past and will prove to be our main industry post-collapse. Guys, you may hear some preppers talk about fat wood. They use it to make fires. Well, here in the South, we had another word for that. We called it rich pine. It's the heart of a pine tree. When all the rest of it rots out, it's rich in those oils, and you can cut off pieces of that and you can light it straight up like a torch. It's so rich in fats and fuel, it will burn. It's a great fire starter, makes great torches. You know, it don't exactly take a spark, but once it's got a spark, once it gets burning, yeah, it will burn. So you want something else, take an initial spark off your flint and steel. We don't have the chaga mushroom down here. There are alternatives though. We'll have to go in that in the future. Maybe in the springtime when I get my hands on some of this stuff, if I can find it. Frozen. I'm half black and I'm not offended by the coon bird. Okay, that's good, Frozen. That's good. Well, if I said I'm talking about a raccoon, I'm talking about a fuzzy four-legged critter. And that's it. Because that's rednecks. We call those fuzzy four-legged critters that. But I don't refer to people that way. Wouldn't do it. Yeah, let's see, Jess Anton. Some areas still doesn't have the. And I'm gonna tell you something. I love all of my kids the same. I love them. I love them all. I love them dearly. Don't be any way else. And if you come between me and my kids, you better back up. You're gonna be in a hard spot. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. You're gonna be in a bad, bad spot in a hurry. Mustang laughing at this has gone deep south. I'm talking about language and tar, pine tar. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Well, you know, I did live in North Carolina for a while, and that's called the Tar Heels. They got so many pine trees around there. It was close to the coast. They used the tall, straight pines as the mast on the ship, but they also used the tar they made from them to seal the ship itself, the boat. Sure enough, it's called the Tar Heels. That's why. Yep, menu. My color are red, white, and blue. There you go, Frozen. There you go. So we got a couple. We've got more than one black person that's in our chat room comes in too. Lady Dagger Status, she comes in a lot. And so, did Sasquatch ever get caught on camera? Well, the camera ever caught one with my eyeballs. So there's been some videos. There's some recent one. There's a recent one from up in Ontario, out on a lake. Highly suspicious looking. Might be one. You think Anton might be trolling? I don't think so. Because he loves everyone. Well, yeah, that's because contact's what we were talking about. He says like 2022, folks. You know, this is the year of Solient. This is the year of Solient Green, the movie. And you can go to Walmart and buy Solient today and eat it. You can buy it on the internet. I kid you not. It was actually one of the featured companies offering affiliate status. I kid you not. It is 2022, guys. I don't know. That seemed like a bad sign. It seems like we got about 4 or 5 bad science fiction movies in collision right now in our present world. Reading these a Jack Link's fun for catching Sasquatch. That's it, guys. I got to go back out again. It's got cool. Now it's got cool. The skeeters are down. Now the skeeters down. I can get out there again. But right now it's raining every single day almost here. Whew, and it's hot and rainy. So I got to wait till the rain lets up. Drop says I'm a Viking. All right, very good. I can't make pine with the ones in, yeah, there's some you don't want to use. Not around here. You can use all the pine around here. You can eat it, whatever. Now, see, Jesse wouldn't know that stuff. Jesse is one of the guys that climbs the fire tower and watches the forest at night. He's up there in the thunderstorms. Imagine being on the high metal tower in the middle, hanging right at the edge of a cliff. in a thunderstorm. I imagine he's had some really good shows up there, some really good ones. Oh yeah, LS, there's been plenty of sightings in Alabama, plenty. Snowing here a lot. Okay, very good. Yo Gibbons tried eating parts of a pine tree. Yes, and I did a video showing you what part you can eat. Go see my Winter Wilds video. I show you and I eat some of it. As long as there's pine trees and I'm in Alabama, I'll never starve. There's pine trees and kudzu. Mine is white pine. Yeah, you can use white pine. White pine's fine. We used to, when I was little, my dad would go up to North Carolina and buy several thousand white pines and bring them to Alabama and transplant them and grow them up and sell them as ornamental trees. A seedling won't take down here. Those trees, when they get big and they throw out the seedlings, none of those seedlings ever take. But you can bring them down and transplant them and grow them. They will grow, but when they get old, they start breaking up. They really don't like it down here. It's too hot. In North Carolina, up in the mountains in North Carolina, they did just fine. So did Douglas fir. I can wait for an alien invasion of Earth. Oh, can't wait. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what are the aliens? What are they really? Yeah, I really don't have nothing to do with them either. Troll. Who's a troll, Mustang? Anton's not a troll. That's what you're saying. I don't think so. You haven't said anything bad. We have loblolly pines here. Yeah, loblolly should be fine. These pine or spruce twigs for tea. Well, New Days makes a jelly from the tips of a spruce tree. And it's a really good jelly. It's a really good jelly too, by the way. She sent me a jar. It's nice. I was very pleasantly surprised. Really nice. Looking at 2-wheel carriage for my donkey tomorrow. There you go. Tell you guys, I want a goat cart. Been saying that for a while. Han Solo, okay. Han Solo. Yeah, the twigs for tea, okay. Just don't boil the twigs. Don't boil the pine needles. Get the water boiling, take it off boil, and then put them in and let them steep. Because if you boil them, you might be making turpentine. You don't want turpentine. Wind gusting so hard, it's blowing smoke out my stove door. This is a stove in your greenhouse. All right, Chewy, listen. I've got Lehman Brothers coming online. You can go buy you another wood stove and put one in your house, so you can have one in your house and one in your greenhouse. So you know where the party is when a man puts a stove in a greenhouse. He's taking care of his plants. Can't fault him for that. Spruce tip jelly and tea, amazing. Yeah, it is. It is. If you nice, Phoebe might send you a gift basket. Oh, there you go. Try to be nice. Lee should stream his own shows on TikTok. What TikTok? Well, TikTok's that Chinese thing, guys. I don't know about that, Anton. Why does she make jelly from early spring tips? All right, guys. We've been going for a little while. Wild edibles is an okay topic on my channels. A goon cart. Yeah, her dogs, she calls them goons, are huge. Her dogs are ginormous. I ran a lawnmower on turpentine once. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. Say a prayer for new days. And where you go to bed, guys. Yep, she will send you one with her soap. That's cool. Yeah, me no drink. I might can have a little sip of wine, just a little bit, but I can't really drink it per se. Make my heart go fast. I can take a sip every now and then. Anyway, guys, I was thinking about designing a 6-spoke cast brass hub. That would be a good thing to do. Be a good thing. There you go. All right, let's meet us over at the library tomorrow. Come over to the Huntsville-Madison County Library. I forget who the main speaker is going to be. I've spoke as a main speaker of that group many times, but I'm still going to get up say a few words about what's going on in the world. The world's not a pretty picture right now, inside or out. There's stuff we can, there's things we need to be doing to get this thing straightened out. We can. We just got to take it upon ourselves to do it. I believe in this. There's things that we can do. There's things we ought to be doing. Have a great weekend, everyone, and be blessed. And thank you, Greg. Well, thank you so much, New Days. Good night, Greg and everyone. Well, thank you, Sophia. Y'all, say a prayer for New Days tonight, please. Say a prayer for her before you go to bed. And we're going to go. And I'll toast you to my grandkids and take my last sip of coffee. Big storm. Oh, boy. That's why it's blowing your smoke back in the greenhouse. I assume you're still in the greenhouse. Doug, we got to do a show on my Rumble channel. Are you ready to rumble? Doug, you ready to rumble? Let's go, man. You got to do a show like real soon. All right, guys. Well, then I'm going to say thank you, everyone, for watching.